Let the following 10 celebrities inspire you never to give up on your dreams, even in the face of adversity. 1. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah has been no stranger to adversity. As a young girl, she faced some very traumatic experiences. After her parents divorced, she was sent back and forth between her grandmother's farm and her mother's home in Milwaukee. By the age of 9, she had been raped and molested by certain family members and a close family friend. As a result of the abuse, Oprah became pregnant at 14 years old. Sadly, the child passed away shortly after birth. Instead of taking these tragedies as an excuse to give up, Oprah did the opposite and took this as a second chance at life, a second chance that she did not plan to waste. When Oprah was sent to live with her father in Tennessee, she immersed herself in her academics, church, and other activities. She worked really hard to build a new life for herself. Soon after graduating high school, she started working for the popular morning show Good Morning America. This was the beginning of her long career in television. Since, she has gone on to become one of the top talk show hosts of all time, a great philanthropist, and most recently has started her own television network. Not only is Oprah one of the most successful women in the world, she is a huge inspiration to many, including myself.
Have another chance. And after I gave birth at 14 years old to a child that I never even knew how this even happened to me at the time, when that child died, my father said to me, "This is your second chance." This is your opportunity to seize this moment and make something of your life. And I took that chance and understood for myself, even though I didn't have the words to articulate it, that now I know better, so I can do better.
Number 2. Charlize Theron. Despite how things may appear on the outside, Charlize had far from an ideal childhood. She grew up in South Africa facing many of life's adversities. She grew up in a home of alcoholism and domestic abuse. At the age of 15, in a drunken rage, Charlize's father attempted to violently attack her and her mother, and as an act of self-defense, her mother shot her father and killed him. Charlize did not allow this family tragedy to stop her from pursuing her lifelong dreams. At the age of 16, she moved to the US, where she carved out a Hollywood career for herself. Despite moving to the US to pursue a career in dance, her acting skills were undeniable, oftentimes being described as the best in the history of cinema. She is a shining example of how it is possible to turn tragedy into triumph. And no matter what you go through in your life, you can succeed at anything you want to, as long as you put your mind to it.
How do you come from something like that and just go on to have this stellar career?
I think if you haven't dealt with it, then you're affected, but I've completely dealt with it. It's something that happened a very long time ago. And maybe the reason that I am as healthy about it is because I won't let something like that define me.
Number 3. JayZ. JayZ's story is a true rags to riches story, and as you can imagine, he is no stranger to adversity. At 11 years old, his father abandoned the family. His mother was left to raise him and his siblings as a single mother. Life was not easy for JayZ. He grew up in a drug-infested project where violence and criminal activity were hard to escape. Despite having shown great potential academically, in his adolescence, JayZ dropped out of high school, got in with the wrong crowd, and started selling hard drugs. He would appear to be going nowhere fast until he found his love for rap music. JayZ turned to rap as an escape. With rap, he was able to turn his depravity into art. He soon became a very talented lyricist and would often win freestyle competitions. JayZ admits to reading through the dictionary to find better words for his rhymes. This tenacity and hard work is what set him apart from the rest. Instead of using his undesirable upbringing as an excuse to give up on his dreams, he turned his hardships into music. JayZ's rap career did not come easy, and despite constant setbacks and failures, he never gave up on his dreams. His ability to overcome adversity has allowed him to become one of the best rap artists of all time. But his success doesn't end there. He also owns his own record company, a real estate business, a clothing line, and an NBA basketball team. Wow. JayZ is a great example of what you can accomplish if you keep your eyes on the prize and never give up on your dreams.
Am I right that your father moved out quite early?
Around I was 11 to 12, broke my heart. But my mom was just such a strong woman, like a beautiful, strong woman who never allowed me to feel sorry for myself and always gave me inspiration and told me things like you could be anything in the world. You don't let anyone tell you anything different. And those words and the things that she told me, I believe like wholeheartedly to my heart to this day. Like I believed it so hard.
Number 4, Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. has faced his own fair share of adversity. Growing up, he was in an environment where drugs were treated as the norm. He was only 8 years old when his drug addict father allowed him to smoke marijuana for the first time. Drugs became a way for Downey Jr. to bond with his father, and by the time he was 20 years old, he was a full-fledged drug addict. Despite his drug addiction, Robert was able to become a very successful actor in his youth. He reserved his partying for after work and weekends. However, that all changed after playing the role of a drug addict in the movie Less Than Zero. Robert took his role as this character to the next level and allowed it to carry over into his real life. It soon became evident that he was struggling with a serious addiction to hard drugs and alcohol. He was in need of some serious professional help. Despite many attempts at rehab, he continued to struggle with his demons and addictions. He went on to start a beautiful family and live what seemed like a happy and normal life, but as with many addicts, he was not yet done with his partying lifestyle. From 1996 until around 2003, Downey Jr.'s life seemed to spiral out of control. He was constantly featured in media headlines for things such as being caught driving over the limit, being found passed out on the floor of his neighbor's home, and being caught possessing heroin, cocaine, and firearms. Since 2003, Robert Downey Jr. has maintained his sobriety with the help of his current wife and other supportive family members. The road to recovery is not easy, but with hard work and determination, he has been able to turn his life around. Despite his many struggles over the years, Robert has successfully made it to the top of the Forbes list as being one of the highest paid actors of his time.
It's easy to embrace hopelessness when things seem insurmountable, and yet it's actually just a matter of time until all of the elements come together for things to be all right. I mean, I believe that, most difficult situations will resolve themselves if you are persistent and if you don't give up entirely, and that's what I never did.
Number 5, Emma Stone. Emma Stone did not become an overnight star. She worked really hard for her place in Hollywood. At age 14, while sitting in her 9th grade history class, she had what she calls an epiphany and decided right then and there that she would move to Hollywood and pursue a career in acting.
There came a moment where I thought, well, what I really want to do is I really want to be in movies.
Having suffered from severe shyness, anxiety, and panic attacks, acting didn't always come easy for this young actress, and pursuing a career in Hollywood was sort of a long shot for her. But she didn't allow that to stop her from pursuing her dreams. She used acting and improv as a way to face her fears and overcome her anxieties. Emma Stone is now a very successful actress with the estimated net worth of $28 million. She's a great example of what you can accomplish if you push past your fears and your anxieties and really go after your dreams.
You're making me anxious.
But what tools do you use? And what do you still go to a mental health professional for?
Yes, I go to a therapist, and I meditate, and I talk to people very quickly now. I connect with people. Instead of isolating, I reach out. And I'm starting to do this, which is really scary for me, but very healing, to try to just talk about it and own it and realize that this is something that is
part of me, but it is not who I am. And if that can help anybody that knows that it's part of them, but it's not who they are. I mean, it's like he was saying before, 17 million kids are affected by something like this. And that's a lot.
Right.
And I am really, if I can do anything, to say like, hey, I get it, and I'm there with you, and you can still get out there and achieve dreams and form really great relationships and connections. And I hope I am able to do that.
So self-care.
For more inspirational videos like this one, subscribe to Inspo Nation today. And don't forget to keep your eye out for part 2 of this series.